The Miami Heat are trading Kyle Lowry to the Hornets for their guard, Terry Rozier. Also receiving a protected first-round pick in 2027 from Miami. Placed the 37-year-old Lowry, who has struggled this season, averaging just 8 points a game and recently fell out of the starting lineup. So you take a
Ladies and gentlemen, it's officially my favorite time of year. Trade season has officially arrived, and it's going to end within the next 3 weeks. So make sure you're subscribed and turn on all your notifications so you can get the latest and greatest trade news and analysis as we make our push to 900,000 subscribers. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. We made $1,100 off of a $20 entry on Prize Picks. And it wasn't just me, it was everyone that followed these picks on my Instagram story. And the best feeling is the amount of people that made money as a result of this. I mean, bam, bam, bam. Bam! My DMs were flooded, so the best part for me was seeing you guys make money as well. But we're not done yet. If you haven't signed up for Prize Picks, use my promo code microphone to double your deposit up until $100 on Prize Picks. And I give away my picks on a daily basis for free on my Instagram story and now my Snapchat story. We're having so much fun doing this. I'm so happy that I made you guys some money. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? There's no question about it. Kyle Lowry has had one of the most impressive careers in the NBA. This is a man that's been playing in the NBA since the 06 to 07 NBA season, and it's a career that's featured 6 All-Star appearances, multiple Eastern Conference Finals appearances, a NBA championship, and multiple NBA Finals appearances to go along with that. During the 2021 offseason, Kyle Lowry signed with the Miami Heat so he could ride off into the sunset in South Beach. And the results were a mixed bag. It was very clear from the very beginning that Kyle Lowry wasn't the player that he once was. And that's not really anything to be ashamed of, especially considering the fact that this man has been in the NBA for 17 years at this point. But it seemed like the Miami Heat needed to make a move if they wanted to improve their chances of winning the NBA championship this year. Something that is actually very reasonable considering the fact that they made it to the NBA Finals as a play-in team last year. Now, I've always roasted the Miami Heat for their inability to ever acquire stars after getting their fan base's hopes up consistently that they're going to get a star. I mean, when Kevin Durant said he wanted to demand a trade, he put the Miami Heat on his list. Kyrie Irving wanted to go to the Miami Heat. Donovan Mitchell wanted to go to the Miami Heat. Damian Lillard literally would go on Instagram Live and say that he wanted to be a member of the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat whiffed on all of those stars. I guess this is payback for that incredible trio of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh 14 years ago. Damn, I can't believe that was 14 years ago. But with that being said, the Miami Heat also have a reputation of being able to steal stars away for cheap, and also doing a remarkable job at developing their own talent. So you don't necessarily need a superstar on the Miami Heat for them to be competitive. Well, yesterday we saw something that was very interesting, something that's become a trend in the NBA, if you will. And that's the fact that Kyle Lowry unfollowed the Miami Heat. Now, I forgot to mention this in my D'Angelo Russell video. D'Angelo Russell also unfollowed the Los Angeles Lakers the day prior. Anytime a player is in trade rumors or he is done with the franchise or upset with the franchise, I guess this is a way that said player conveys that he is not happy with the franchise or he's about to be traded. And in the case of Kyle Lowry, he was correct. According to Adrian Wojnarowski and Shams Charania, the Charlotte Hornets are trading Terry Rozier to the Miami Heat for a 2027 first-round pick and Kyle Lowry, sources tell ESPN. Now, immediately what I'm thinking is this is a steal depending on what that 2027 first round pick is going to be. And according to Woj, this 2027 first round pick includes protections, sources tell ESPN. Now, the Hornets have no immediate plans to work on a buyout with Lowry and are expected to see if they can get another trade for him before the February 8th deadline. But to be honest, I think that's cap. If they can't find a trade partner for Kyle Lowry, I expect him to get bought out. I don't necessarily know what the market for Kyle Lowry is right now, so that's something we're gonna have to keep an eye on. In my short/reel/TikTok, which is gonna be posted on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, obviously, I forecasted that the Hornets were probably gonna buy out Kyle Lowry, but I've been wrong wrong before, so maybe I'm wrong here again. I think they're going to take some time before they make such a decision. The Hornets aren't done dealing yet, and they plan to continue accumulating future assets ahead of the February 8th trade deadline. So let's dive into this, man. For the Charlotte Hornets, it's very obvious what they're trying to do. They're trying to take on poor contracts so they could get assets and they could continue rebuilding their team. I know it seems like the Charlotte Hornets have been in a perpetual rebuild, but at this point, what else would you do with Terry Rozier? You already have LaMelo Ball. Terry Rozier was without a doubt your best asset, assuming you're not going to trade LaMelo Ball. Nick Smith Jr. is starting to develop as well, so you would want to give more playing time to him, and getting a future first round pick is a very, very good get. Charlotte Hornets are 10-31. It doesn't seem like they have any hope of making it to the playoffs this year, and this will also save the Miami Heat $15.4 million in luxury tax on the trade and create a $6.4 million trade exception. But just strictly from a basketball standpoint, this is an A+ for the Miami Heat. No matter what you say, this is a huge upgrade for the Miami Heat. It's very difficult to gauge the type of player that Terry Rozier is because he was on a team that was completely devoid of talent, that had LaMelo Ball in and out of lineups throughout the entire season. So if you just look at his statistics, he's averaging 23 points per game, shooting 36% from three, averaging 6.6 assists per game. OBPM is a box score estimate of the offensive points per 100 possessions a player contributed above a league average player, translated to an average team. In this case, Terry Rozier had a 3.6 OBPM, which is the greatest OBPM of his entire career. And when you consider that the Miami Heat have a history of doing a lot with a little, and I'm not saying Terry Rozier is a little, but he's not a big name or an all-star that Miami Heat fans were hoping for, I think this is an A+ for them. I mean, this is a team that consistently has been developing role players and making them the best version of themselves. I'm a huge believer in the Heat's culture, and I know for a fact that this could be the difference between an NBA championship or fizzling out in the playoffs. Terry Rozier instantaneously brings another scorer to complement Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, pairs with Haim Hawkins as well. He could distribute the basketball. He could also take over games. So for the Miami Heat, I give him an A+ for this trade. For the Charlotte Hornets, it's really difficult to give them anything else but an A+. Anytime you look at one of your more talented players and trade them for future firsts, I think it's a home run. I don't know how valuable that 2027 first round pick is going to be, but in this instance, it's like, what else would you do with Terry Rozier? You successfully built up his value throughout his years in Charlotte, and you finally traded him for a first round pick. The Charlottes are in a rebuild. They're trying to sell. They're probably going to try to sell on Kyle Lowry as well. So I guess you could also give him an incomplete grade, because if they somehow finesse a first round pick for Kyle Lowry, that would be amazing, because I think he's probably going to get traded to a team that wants to contend in the future, but has a really, really poor contract that they need to get rid of. And as a result, the Charlotte Hornets will probably accumulate more first round picks as a result of said trade, which is why I give them an A+ as well. So let me know in the comment section down below what do you guys think about all this, man. We have a lot to get to. There are so many rumors coming out that I need to bring for you guys. So grade the trade in the comment section down below. And aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.